Hello, 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 everybody. This is Irina Strunina, and this is our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360. And today we have a special edition. It's called Warrior Edition. This is what I do every last Thursday of the month. I invite to speak with me people who live with diabetes, who know this diagnosis from inside out, who had their or still continue having their struggles, challenges. I'm grateful that they agree to meet with me and share their story with other people because not everybody is ready for it. And today I am meeting with the great couple. I found them in our Facebook group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners. I suddenly noticed there someone started publishing, not publishing, but referring to the YouTube channel that is talking about different aspects of life with diabetes. So I went to that YouTube channel and I saw what is going on there. And these are two people, Ken and Marzena. They were just sharing their experiences and their stories. And I thought, I need to have them on my YouTube channel, on my podcast, because this way we could spread their message further and hopefully they will help other people to find our channel and we will this way spread the information even broader around the globe. So, Ken, Marzena, welcome to our show. Thank you for joining me here today. And before we go any further, please introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what are you doing from the standpoint of learning or teaching about diabetes. What is your diabetic story?
Hello.
This is Marzena. I'm Ken.
Yes.
So,
We are retired and we have a lot of experience with diabetes. I've been diagnosed for almost 25 years and Ken almost that long.
yeah.
And in my family, everybody had diabetes. I grew up with it. There were conversations about diabetes around the table every Sunday. And so my dad's sister, both grandmothers, and so on. And I didn't realize how important this support was until I realized that other people don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were talking about what we could do now that we're retired. And one of the things that came up was this channel, Simply Diabetes, on YouTube.
All right.
So this is Marjana's passion. She promised her dad that she would do whatever she could to help others with diabetes. He was a pioneer in that he had it for 50 years, long before we have the information that we have today.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a labor of love from her perspective. I'm just, the co-worker. So whatever she wants, I'll try and help her with it.
He's an awesome editor and awesome collaborator. So don't
Yeah.
believe that he's just a
I know.
supporting character.
I know you're a wonderful couple, and I saw quite a few of your videos, so I see the way how you work, and it's a great job that you are doing. I hope more people will be able to find your channel and learn from your experience what some people go through, because we know that diabetes is a everybody comes to that diagnosis from different beginning. Somebody maybe culturally, some people maybe their traditions, or maybe the lifestyle that their family had. So children
Mhm.
learn from their parents what to do, but they don't know that this is not the healthiest way, and this how they pass along because the unfortunately the education is not where we would like it to be in terms
Yes.
of our health.
I would add to that also that science is moving forward all the time.
Yes,
We know a lot more about diabetes than we did when my dad started, and even when we were diagnosed, and even over the last few years, there have been a lot of new things. So
absolutely.
we want to make sure that people know these things. And the other part of our channel is that there are a lot of people who are struggling financially. And
Hmm.
so we add wherever possible little tips and tricks to stretch the dollar and to save money while not compromising their diabetes self-care.
Absolutely. This is very
But
important. Yes.
I think one of the common themes, the most common theme that I hear Marjana talking about is that most people, when they're first diagnosed, the quality of help that they get from the medical profession is extremely low. Even in our case, we had very good healthcare in Seattle, and when I remember vividly when she was diagnosed, that basically the doctor handed her a couple of pamphlets and said, you know, this here you are, go read this, and then go see the nurse that will teach you how to inject yourself.
He was a glucometer. That
Yeah.
was, and that was it. And I was lucky to have my dad and my mom by then also had diabetes. That they told me all those things that they knew, but how many people never get good information? It's
Well,
really terrifying, and a lot of medical professionals don't follow up on the diabetes news unless they are especially like endocrinologist or somebody.
yes, that's unfortunately the case. Unless they this is their area of expertise, or they have some personal reason to
Yes,
pay attention to all the developments. Because it's not only that we learn more about this diagnosis, but also what we can do with the information that we
yes,
learn. Right?
Hmm.
yes,
So you're absolutely correct. There is a lot of development going on. But this is very important and very needed because unfortunately, what we are seeing now, diabetes is becoming such a widespread
yes,
diagnosis, and
yes,
this technology and progress are not helping, unfortunately. They are making us more, we sit at home more often in front of the computer, we don't move as much, we order everything to be delivered to our house instead of
yes.
going outside, not going out, but go and grocery shopping and do things like that, and
Mhm.
and don't cook at home. So whatever brought to us by DoorDash, we have no idea how it was cooked, where it was
No,
cooked.
and honestly, most of it's not very good for diabetics.
Absolutely, for anyone, for
Hmm.
Yes,
anyone.
absolutely.
Right,
The
especially
other,
diabetics.
yeah, um, the other part of it is that diabetes is a very interesting disease in that what you do has a huge influence over the outcome. Like
Yes,
if you are diagnosed with some other diseases, cancer, Parkinson's, whatever, your lifestyle does make some difference, but not that much. With diabetes, your lifestyle makes all the difference.
yes,
Hmm.
absolutely. All right. Okay, now we know a little bit about you.
Mhm.
And you both said that you both have about 20 years plus of experience of living with this diagnosis.
Yes.
So my question would be, so I would like you both answer that question, one then another. Um, how long did it take you to process? What was your, way of processing your diagnosis and start making some changes, adjustments? Because I know that a lot of times when people get this diagnosis, they feel paralyzed.
Yeah.
They absolutely devastated by this information, and they don't believe that, because of the lack of education and information, they don't believe that anything can happen, that they can change anything because their parents had this diagnosis, because their uncles had this
Yeah.
diagnosis. We cannot change it, and they don't do anything. Knowing that you are at the moment in a my understanding, is in control of what is going on with your diagnosis. How long did it take for you to start making changes and actually to get the results that you were looking for?
Go.
Ken, let's start with you.
Okay. Well, I was, I think both of us were eating very badly, and the, we like chocolates and fries, and we were living the typical lifestyle, and we were busy. I had a contracting business, and Marjana was working for a software company, and so we were both very active in during the day. We would, me especially, I'd just grab something at McDonald's or someplace like that, and at night we would be, where possible, going out for a restaurant meal. So that we pretty much immediately started cutting back on that. So because of Marjana's dad's experiences, we within a very short time after being diagnosed, stopped as much as possible going out so much, and try and eat more sensibly. We our breakfast at that time was a huge Costco muffin, chocolate muffin.
Uh-huh.
We'd grab that and eat it in the car on the way to work.
Yeah.
So that stopped immediately. Marjana had a few tears in her eyes when that happened, but still,
Wasn't so bad. I was actually diagnosed first, and my on the back of my mind there was this idea that I will have diabetes because everybody in my family had it.
Uh-huh.
So when I told my parents, they immediately said, "We support you. Don't feel sorry for yourself. There's a lot of things you can do." So I had this fantastic support that I'm really,
Yeah.
really grateful for. And Ken was very supportive, even though he wasn't diagnosed yet.
no, that time. Ooh, I'm sorry.
He was diagnosed later, but we made the changes. I allowed myself a little bit of this feeling sorry for myself thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why me and poor me and all that stuff, but that's not productive. That doesn't help. And so I decided pretty quickly that I'm going to make the changes. My dad always, he was an engineer, and he always wanted to know as much about things as possible. So he made his mission to know as much as possible about diabetes. And so he passed this knowledge and the approach to me, and it helped a lot.
And before Marjana forgets to mention this, for the first 5 years, she controlled her diabetes with diet and exercise.
Yes.
She took no medications whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But people should know that the disease does progress. Where you start out isn't where you're necessarily going to finish up.
Yeah.
So as the disease progressed, she eventually had to start taking medications because exercise and diet alone didn't keep her blood sugar in a range that's healthy.
Yeah, but it was 5 years of managing it with diet and exercise. When I was diagnosed, my A1C was 12, over 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that my average sugar was over 300. That's crazy.
Yes.
And I got it down to under 6 with just diet and exercise alone for
Mm-hmm.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then things crept up, a little bit here, a little bit there. I was working, too busy. I'll just grab something quick. And it was really, I needed to kind of redouble my efforts. But it is human body is aging and progressing. And so some people, I guess, can control it with diet and exercise alone forever, but I couldn't.
Mhm.
So
Well,
I had to go on medication. I still follow the diet. I still exercise every day. We have 2 dogs, so I walk them every day.
well, this is something that and I'm glad that you brought it up, because what I see in our Facebook group, a lot of people are very critical. I don't know if you read the posts there. they're saying you got to just cut down on all the carbs and stay focused and eat the vegetables and proteins and just be strict and walk this many minutes a day, and then you don't need medication. But here is something that we need to remember. As you mentioned, as we age, our body changes. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
if at the younger age, say at 40, we just controlling the amount of carbs and whatever else you eat and exercising, say 30 minutes a day was enough, maybe not exercising, walking was enough. But the further we go, first of all, we kind of getting too comfortable. We're getting too comfortable with what we, oh, I can do it. I, no problem, I can do it. But we are aging. So this kind of like goes disbalance here. And instead of with age, we need to add more.
Sorry, our dog decided
No
to join
problem.
us.
No
So,
Come
problem.
on, Bella. You want to say hi? Come
yeah,
on.
so
Yes. So let's do that. So they will. Oh, hello, hello, puppy.
This is Bolo.
So
Bolo is keeping me on track because if it's time to go for a walk, he will remind me.
yes, that's actually perfect companion support system here. But
Yeah.
what I was saying that unfortunately, as we age, especially for female, our hormonal phone is changing, and we do need more physical activities, and we need more of the proteins and more of sleep, but we don't pay attention to it. And because it's hard to do that, that's when medication is actually helping. Like our glasses, our eyes weakening up, and we put glasses to see. It doesn't mean that we go blind. It just we get a little bit of help to see
Yes.
what we are doing, right?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. What I don't like is medication instead of
Yes,
doing the changes.
yes.
Medication is there to help, and we both take medication.
yeah. Marjana takes insulin. I don't. In fact, as a diabetic, I fail miserably a lot of times. I don't check my blood sugar every day, and all I take is metformin. Um, but I do. I'm seven. I was 74 this year, and I'm still playing pickleball 3 times a week. Um,
Perfect.
and so that's basically what I do. Is every 3 months I go for blood test. If my blood sugar A1C is under 7,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Yeah.
If it gets over 7, then I'm going to have to start doing something else.
I think it was over 7 once,
Well, yeah.
just once.
Well,
So
so he did something more than just regular pickleball 3 times a week.
yeah, so he does pickleball, and I make sure that he eats veggies, sometimes very reluctantly, but he does.
Yeah, if you
All
could make
right.
veggies taste like cheeseburgers, that'd be great.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
So,
So the question I would have, another question, uh, while you were, so I assume Marjena's dad was learning and helping others to learn, but you didn't take much in that process until you got diagnosed yourself.
yes.
But once you started learning, and Ken, when you started learning and observing yourself, paying more attention to what is going on with your body, what were your biggest aha moments? What were surprises that you learned about yourself and about this diagnosis?
go ahead.
Well, it was a question to you.
Was it to me
For
or her?
both of you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead.
The most surprising aha moment, I think one of the biggest moments was how much control I have over this thing.
Okay.
That I am not at the mercy of the medical professions. I changed my doctor immediately, by the way, after my bad experience, because I knew that there is a lot more information to be had, and I don't need just someone to tell me, here's your meds, see you in 3 months.
Uh-huh.
And so that was the thing that I am in the driver's seat here. It's my body, and I am responsible. I have my doctor as my trusted advisor, and not as somebody who is running my life now because I have diabetes.
Perfect. Ken, what about you?
Well, I agree with Marjana. I think we both over the years learned that we are in control. And I grew up in the UK, and there doctors are, they're one step above a regular human. Whatever they say goes, and not here. It's my body, and the doctor is basically there to give us advice and tell us what he thinks we should do. But ultimately, it's our decision. If
Mm-hmm.
if you if you disagree with it, then try and find somebody else. And I think Marjana's decision at that time to just change direction and find a different doctor because of the treatment we got was an eye opener for me that, hey, we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been going on now for 20 some years.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Sometimes even the doctors themselves kind of look at us like, whoa, really? And if it isn't the doctor that's doing that, it's their office staff.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the way we talk about it, they're surprised that you know we're not
Do
just
they
following
know
blind.
that
Yeah.
you have a channel, that you have a YouTube channel? Do they
Yes.
know about it?
Yes.
They do know, yeah,
I don't think they ever looked, but yes, they
yeah.
do know.
We gave our doctor a copy of her books, and
Okay.
I don't think she's opened it. And
Okay.
there's and I'm trying to. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing doctors, but I think there's a tendency there that yeah, we know, we've seen this before in our training, and we think we're okay with it, so we don't really care what you've got to say.
All right. Well, I know that I speak with many people and I hear different experiences,
Hmm.
and I am glad that some people like you did, they take charge, and if they don't get enough support or proper support from their uh, medical professional, they do change the offices and they
Hmm.
find the specialist who actually is how to say participating and
Hmm.
interested to help them to get better. But the different situations people have, and I'm glad that you actually had this eye opening for yourself from the very beginning, because
Yeah.
not everybody has this um, realization. Sometimes it is really for 5 years I was doing that
Hmm.
Yeah,
because you told me and we didn't get results. And this person got the results much quicker
Yeah.
because
right.
they found the expert who helps them. I will do the same. And this is important to feel the power.
So we did an interview with one of the ladies I played pickleball with was an 87 or an 84-year old lady who was actually a real sweetheart, and she's African American,
Mhm.
and we asked her some questions and she couldn't answer because her she was things were never explained to her,
Yes.
and I think that's very much more so in the black and brown community. They tend
Unfortunately.
to be kind of packaged up, and here's they go in for a doctor's appointment, and the doctor says, "Well, your blood sugar is this, so you should do that. See you later." And there's no explanation as to why the blood sugar is where it is.
Well,
So
yes,
this also points to a very important thing. You need to ask questions.
yes.
If if somebody tells you your results are this, then you need to ask a question: what does
Does
this
it mean?
mean?
Yes.
What can I do about it to improve it?
Is it
Don't
good
just
or
let it.
bad? Right?
Yeah, it's your body.
Yeah,
Nobody cares more about it than you, right?
Yes.
So you need to be proactive and take care of it.
right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, you see, unfortunately, the problem is that doctors are seeing so many people
Yes.
with this diagnosis, and not everybody are like you.
Mhm.
more people that don't do what you did. And unfortunately, it feels to me, I don't know, I didn't speak with doctor, no, I didn't speak with any doctor who confessed, but I suspect that a lot of them lost hope, that they could do the best job diagnosing,
Yes.
finding for you the way how you can help yourself. But if you do not do your part, it's all useless and they lost hope. So, for that reason, I suspect they don't try too hard because no matter how hard you try, if it didn't click in somebody's head that I am in charge, if
Right.
this didn't happen, they can do whatever. They could bend over, forward and backward. It will not help. So I think this is one of the problems that um, some doctors have.
Possibly. And being overworked, I can certainly see that.
Right.
There's a lot of patients and not enough time, and there's a bunch of paperwork. So I don't want to bash medical professions. I have a very good doctor now, and so does Ken. So we are happy about that.
Yeah. And oftentimes we go in with a list of questions that we have, and
Yes.
and I think that's important. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
if you just walk in there and have a off the cuff conversation, it's less effective than if you walk in with a bunch of questions and make sure that you don't leave until the questions are answered.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, absolutely. And what the questions could come if you start analyzing what is going on. I
Yes.
know
Hmm.
it from my personal experience because uh, I know my husband would be going to doctor's office. I will send him, okay, don't forget to ask about this and don't forget to mention
Hmm.
about that. And he
Yeah.
will come back and say everything went well. I said, so what does it mean? What was the answer to this question? Oh, I forgot about that one.
Oh,
What did
geez.
doctor say about that? Or I didn't ask about it. I don't think it's important. So none of my questions were answered. He didn't
Hmm.
have any questions. So he basically went, had the blood work done, and that's it. And extension, prescription extended. That's all the
Yeah.
visit.
Right.
I
The
think
visit was extended.
in general, women are a little better at
Oh, no question.
yeah.
No question at all.
So
So,
many times it's like the doctor visit is coming and it's like, Ken, what are your questions? Oh, I don't know. So I make him sit down and think about what we want to talk
You,
about.
you
and,
know
and then
how.
she writes each question down and texts the questions to me, so that
Uh-huh.
while we're in the doctor visit, we can open up the phone and look at the text and have all the questions there, and it's very effective.
I know, I at the, later, I was going with my husband to all his doctor's visits. His
Mhm.
eyes were not so good, and I did not trust him driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
And I do remember how those appointments went. He would sit down, the doctor walks into the room, asks the questions, and how are you doing? Fine. Any complaints? No.
Oh, we
Any
lost
questions?
her.
No. And the doctor is already writing down enthusiastically that no questions. And like, hold on, how about this? Like, oh, I forgot about that one. Doctor will start answering this question.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and since we're on it, how about that part? Because remember, this happened. And he's like, oh, this is why I bring her with me.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah. I don't know what it is about guys, but they tend to be like that.
they,
Oh, we're getting sexist now, are we? Okay.
No.
but this is something that I also know, and I find it very helpful for caregivers to help their
Hmm.
loved ones to
Yes.
remember. And if it is possible, go to the visit. If it
Yes.
Right.
is impossible, make a list together, not just my questions. Let's put
Yeah.
a list
Hmm.
together so this will help to remember. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
somehow, I've heard that some people even record. Would you mind if I record our meeting today? And some doctors are okay with that too. Not all of them, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
And that's a good idea
in
for them.
Marjana's case, it's the best way to keep track of what I'm doing.
Hey.
well, guys, we could keep that conversation going for a long time, but we are at the end of our show. So I wanted to ask you, I see that on your screen you have the name of your YouTube channel. If
Mhm.
people want to connect with you, what would be the best way for people to connect with you to keep conversation? Maybe they have questions for you.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be happy to answer questions. So, Simply Diabetes is our YouTube channel, and there is the comments option. So, that's probably the best way to contact us.
Okay. So they people just because sometimes the video maybe not about the topic I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
So they could just say, how do you feel about this? What would be
Right.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this now for a little over 14 months, and we have a collection of over 50 videos, and we cover a lot of topics already, and so there may be something in there that specifically answers what their question is. But
hmm
by all means, we would love to talk to people. Our goal in
absolutely.
this is to just get the message out like you are.
Yes.
We're trying to help people.
Perfect. Thank you. So, before we finish, let me help people, remind people what we have available for them so more people will have a chance to get support. One thing I wanted to remind everybody that in our Facebook group, we every other Wednesday we host the support group meeting. It's every other Wednesday, not every week. We meet in Zoom, and people who are members of our group who may have this diagnosis, they come with their questions, maybe just to ask our their bodies who also participate in this, or sometimes very often we have our medical professionals like our registered dietitian Kim Kyle very often joins us there to ask questions about different things that happens to them on a daily basis. um, that this episode and all other episodes that we have on our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360, are all on the YouTube channel called Smart Move 360. And I have there Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360. I have this special playlist Warriors Edition. I have a special playlist Diabetes 101 for caregivers and some other material there. Um, this Diabetes 101 for caregivers, this is our 2 hours crash course that Kim, Kyle, and myself conduct every month on the last Saturday of the month. It's a 2 hours call where Kim does a present. She is talking about different aspects of life with diabetes that caregivers very often don't get chance to hear because they're not the
Hmm.
ones who go to doctor's office, and
Right.
they need to know what is A1C, and they need to know about the nutrients and importance of physical activities and how to build the lunch, breakfast, what to do at the dinner in the restaurant, and how to read the labels. So all this is happening, and we have already 9 episodes there posted. So I would recommend actually anybody to take a look at it. Maybe you will find some useful information there. Another thing I wanted to say that this year, couple months ago, I posted the app. I now have an app in Google Store and App Store. It's called Diabetes 101. And what I'm doing right now, I am bringing together a collection of experts so they could present their information where people could go and learn and maybe find their next coach, maybe find their next chef who will help them to learn how to cook in a healthy way. And of course, every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, our podcast, Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360, is going on our Facebook group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners. And I hope that anyone who is listening to our episodes and find them useful, please share it with people who you know who may benefit from learning information that we are sharing here.
Mhm.
That's the end of our show. Again, Ken and Marzena, thank you very much. It's a pleasure talking with you and learning more about you. I know that Marzena is posting your links to your episodes on YouTube, so anyone who is going there, same like with me, please, when you go to useful channels, subscribe and
Yes, please.
and share it with people who may benefit from learning that
Yes.
information. This is, sharing is caring, and this is what we're all about.
Mhm. Thank you for
Yes.
having us.
Thank you for a very interesting conversation.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you joining me today. Everybody, have a great day, and we will talk to you next week.